lowercase.
Got it.
Um,
I think that's fair
Now, I'm
enough.
showing people tools. I'm showing you all these tools. This may not seem important. It might seem kind of trivial, but there are places where capitalization matters, and a good one to think of is destination URLs for advanced backend systems. A lot of times, how that information comes in, it treats something different if it's capitalized or not, or it's expecting and it's usually lowercase, and it's also very sensitive about spaces. So there are practical, considerations where you can use some of these tools, or this particular one. But I thought this was a very good visual one to see sort of like how you can build something out. Um,
Very good. Gotcha.
Now we don't need to use uppercase or sentence case or title case, but they also exist. And I'm just going to add an example. If I change the word lower to the word upper, now we see it in all caps. If you prefer to look at things that way, of course, you're welcome to do that. If you like everything in title case, the key word is proper in Excel, which is actually different from what it would be in SQL.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know they had that. That's good.
So there you have that as well.
That's useful for body text of the AdWords ads.
It's useful for that. It's also useful for us because campaigns and ad groups we create in title style capitalization, title case.
So, and again, I should emphasize that it's taken us 10 or 15 minutes to explain this, but what this empowers you to do is take literally hundreds of keywords or ad groups or ads and make alterations 1, 2, 3.
Right, because it's once I have this set, if these were all empty, if I push this down, it does it automatically for me all the way down.
Yep.
Now, to be visually nice to everyone who's looking at this, I only included 20 words. But if I had 10,000 words and I clicked that same thing, it would go and do all of them for me.
What are you press? What are you pressing to move it down that quickly?
This when a cell is highlighted at the bottom right, there's a little extra black square.
Are you just dragging that all the way down?
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
I was just double clicking it to make it go. But you could also drag it as well.
Got it.
It'll work just the same.
I didn't realize you could.
That's how we
Very good.
switch that around. Now to take this to the next level, you see that the ad group is missing here. Let's say theoretically that we knew there was a list somewhere that had all the different Chicago neighborhoods and grouped them together by what part of the city they were in. And that information is actually available in a couple places, like the weekly paper there has something like that. You can grab that data. You can do something called a lookup table in order to populate your ad group without having to manually look it up yourself. So that's the next thing. So, Glenn, have you ever used lookup tables?
Gosh, a long time ago, but I've really forgotten how they work.
Okay. So, again, I've grayed out the stuff that's not actually going to be used in AdWords Editor. It's kind of the sample data, the helpful data that we're using to get where we want to go. I have copied the stem of the neighborhood from the first page, dropped it in here, and I've copied the keyword data in here that we had last time. So I just copied that over along with all of the information that we had. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear out the work there because we had ad group empty. Now I've also added in some information that I grabbed off the web that translates neighborhoods into city areas in Chicago. It also mentions the zip code. think it would be cool to say, hey, look and see like what neighborhood is this raw keyword data in, and I can know that because I still have that information from the original page, and it's Ravenswood. And based on it being Ravenswood, I want to look up in this table and see which city area it falls into. And in this case, it's City North. I realized it actually had just created these and sorted them the exact same way, but let's pretend that it's not a one-to-one ratio and that you have 10,000 different neighborhoods here going into just a few city areas over here, and that they're not already sorted in the exact area the same way. What you can do is you can take Ravenswood and look it up in this table and say, wherever Ravenswood shows here, find it, and then give me the city area in 2 columns over. So the way to do that is using vertical lookup, V for vertical, and the syntax is a little bit tricky, but this is an extremely powerful way of dealing with data. For instance, Google themselves, when they were here last week, gave us some information on how to best use analytics for AdWords. One of the things that I know that they've done in the past is give us a list of, show us how you can make a list of keywords from analytics that have been people have used to find your site in an organic way, and then see if those are actually in your AdWords campaigns or not. You can compare lists to see what's what by looking up your AdWords master list of keywords with a list of stuff that you pulled from analytics and see if they're still there, or see if they need to be added or not. You could check things like that using vertical lookup, and I know that's the exact way that I know that they did it. So
because if the vertical lookup doesn't find a match, it comes back with a false or a null result.
You have a choice of determining whether it should find the closest match or if it should give you a false reading.
Got it.
And most of the time,
so in the case you were describing before,
return something exactly.
Rob, so in the case you were describing before, you would have told it to compare your organic analytics traffic with your AdWords traffic. You would have said, hey, here's my list of all the analytics keywords that are coming through. Look it up in the table of AdWords keywords that we're bidding on, and if you don't find an exact match, come back with a false, and you could flag everything that had a false, and those would be the keywords that you'd want to add into your AdWords campaign. Got it.